Hello my dear student, welcome once again to the class. On my last class I have completed chapter number 14, which was statistics. Today I will start a new chapter, that is chapter number 15, probability. So what is probability? So probability is the measure of the likelihood of an event to occur. Many events cannot be predicted with total certainty. We cannot predict many events with total certainty, but we can predict only the chance of an event. We can only predict the chance of an event. For example, tomorrow I may say it may rain, but that's not sure that today, tomorrow it will rain. I can just predict by seeing the weather like this. So sometimes it happens that we predict something. This is the probability, or by seeing the score of a match we say sometime like this, that yes, today India may win, by seeing the score, or by seeing this batsman how he is playing, seeing that thing we can predict something like that. So this is the probability. Or sometime when we throw a dice, when we are playing Ludo, we throw the dice, it has 6 sides, 1 2 3 like this, so we can predict, yes, this time this 1 will come, or this time 2 will come, this time 6 will come, like this. But we cannot predict more than that, because 7 8 these things are not there in a dice. So this is what probability is. So probability range from 0 to 1. 0 to 1, this is the range of probability, where 0 means an impossible event and 1 means the certain event. Okay. So okay, you open your book so that you can see when I will discuss. So example number 1 you take out. Okay. A coin is tossed 1000 times with the following frequencies. So frequency of the coin, it is given. A coin is tossed 1000 times. 1000 times. So this is the possible outcome. This is the possible outcome. So possible outcome is 1000, and heads it is given. The frequency of heads it is given. In a coin there are two sides, we know, head and tail. So sometime it may have, so when a person, for example, a person tossed 1000 times, so out of 1000 times he got 455 times head, and tail 545. So this is it is given, the frequency of head it is given 455, and frequency of tail it is given 545. So question is to compute the probability for each event. So question is to compute the probability. You have to find the probability of a head coming up. The probability of a head, or you can write only the probability of a head. So head will be the total, the frequency of the head, it is 455 divided by the possible outcome, that is 1000. So which will be equals to 0.455. Then next one is to the question is to compute for both ones. So for first one, the probability of head is 0.455, and next one it is to find the probability of the tails. So probability of a tail you write equals to the frequency of the tail, it is 545 divided by 1000, which will be equal to 0.545. So if I add these two, it is certain that whenever we will find the probability for each and every case, and if I simply add them, then I will get 1, the value will be 1. So you can check also after doing that whether yes, I have found for head also the probability is this one, for tail it is this one. So if I simply add, if I get the value 1, then it is correct. So 5 plus 5 0, then there are also 0, 4 plus 5 0 1. So the answer is coming 1. That means I have done it correctly. So you see it in your book, it is given. Since page number 277, example 1, since the coin is tossed 1000 times, the total number of trials. So trial is an action which results in one or several outcomes. So how many times I will do the trial, that is the trial, means how many times I will toss. For example, if I toss a coin, that this is the trial. If I throw a die, then it is a trial. So it is given the total number of trial is 1000. If you want, you can write like this, that possible outcome equals to 1000. So next one, you see, let call the event of getting a head and of getting a tail as E and F. So if you want to write like this directly, you can write, or before that you can name like this, that the probability of this one I will take as E. So in place of this whole line you can write P of E equals to 455 by 1000, 455 by 1000, sorry, they are 1000, 455 by 1000. Then for this one, if I want to take the probability of tail, you can write like this also, let H be the event of coming heads, and you can write P of H equals to 455 by 1000, and this one you can write P of tail T equals to 455 by 1000. But before that you have to name this one, this T and this H, like this, how it is there in the example, you have to name it. Here it is written, let all the events of getting a head and getting of tail as E and F. So like this you have to name, if you directly write this initial, okay, or you can write it like this directly, a probability P here means probability of a head coming up is equals to 455 by 1000. So then you see in your book it is given, then the number of times E happens is the number of the times. So this is the frequency or favorable outcome. You can say the frequency of head is 455, or since the frequency of head is 455, therefore favorable outcome. So actually how we write this favorable outcomes divided by total number of favorable outcome divided by total possible outcome. Like this, favorable outcome, it is the favorable outcome, this is the possible one. So like this you can write, and after that you can find it. Okay, now you see question number 2. Two coins are tossed simultaneously 500 times. So two coins are tossed simultaneously at a time, 2 coins. So there is a chance that in both the coin at the same time head may come. So 2 head, and frequency is given 105 times. Then one head in both the coin I have tossed. In one coin it may come tail, in another coin it may come head. So if such type of condition is there, then 275 times same came, only one head came and one tail. And another time when tossed it may come like this, that in both the coins there will be no heads, only tails. So such type of condition was there for 120 times. So it is given that the 2 heads, the frequencies are given, 2 heads 105 times, 1 head 275 times, and no head 120 times. The question is to find the probability of occurrence of each of these events. Question is to find the probability of occurrence of each of these events. So for like earlier, you can name that let us denote the event of getting 2 heads, 1 head, and number of no heads by E1, E2 and E3 respectively. For 2 heads he has given E1, for this no heads he has given, or if you want you can write like this, for 2 heads you can give E2, for 1 head you can give E1, then for E3 like this, E0, like any way if you want, or A, B, C, anything. Okay, so it's better you give like this, probability of P of E1, P of E2 and P of E3. So it is nicely done in the book, that's why I am not doing, I am just explaining. Okay, so you see probability of E1, E1 means here it is given for 2 heads. So how many times 2 head came? What is the favorable outcome? You see it is 105 divided by total number of outcome or the possible outcomes, which is 500, So if I simply cancel with 5, you see 5 2s are 10 and 5 1s are 5, 5 hundreds are, which is equals to 21 by 100, which I can write as 0.21, 0.21. Then you see next one, probability of 1 head coming up, which is the possible outcome, it is 500, and favorable outcome, that is the number of heads, you see it is 275. So here also if I deduct, it will be 0.55. Then for probability of E3, that is no heads, in case 120 times and 500. So which will be, if I again cancel with 500s are, and 5 2s are for the 24, that means answer will be 0.24. Okay. So after that, if you want, you can check. If you simply add these 3, you will get the value 1. If I simply add, you see 2 plus 1 4, sorry 4 plus 1 5, 2 plus 2 it is 4. Yes, E1, E2, E3, 105, 75, 100, 27, oh sorry, some are missing, okay, it will not be the one. So they obviously observed that P1 plus P2 plus P3 equals to 1. So question is to observe whether it is equals to 1 or not. So after that you can check also. If the sum of these 3 is equals to 500, that means if there is no one missing, then you can easily find. I think it is correct. 105. If I simply add, okay, you check at home. You simply add this one, and this one. If it is equals to 500, then of course this one plus this one plus this one will also get equals to 1. Or if anything is missing, then you will find it easily. Okay, now example number 3, you see a die is thrown 1000 times with the frequency for the outcome 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6 as given below. So a die is thrown, while playing Ludo use the die, that one. Okay, so it is thrown 1000 times. So in 179 cases it came 1, for 150 times it came 2, 157 it came 3, like this. The frequency is given and the number given. For 4, 149, for 5 it is 175, for 6 it is 190. So question is to find the probability of getting each outcome. For that is, for each and every one you have to calculate. So it is given that let EI denotes, it is written EI, where I is equals to, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That means it will change. When I will find for 1, I will write E1. When I will find the value for 2, I will write E2. When I will find the value for 3, I will write E3. It is example number 3. Okay. So for first one, you see probability of the outcome 1, or you can write P of E1 equals to, here I have written, so P of E1 I can write. So you see what is the total possible outcome, it is 1000, and favorable outcome, that is frequency of 1, what is it? It is 179. That means it will be 0.179. Then for probability of E2 is equals to, you see what is it, 105, frequency is 105, that means favorable outcome it is 150, not 5, 150, and possible outcome it is 1000. So it will be 0.150. So I can write 0.15. Then probability of E3, that means for 3 it is given 157. 157 divided by possible outcome, total possible outcome, it will be 0.157. Then probability of E4, that is for 4, you see the frequency, it is 149. 149, which is the favorable outcome, divided by possible outcome, it is 1000. So answer will be 0.149. Then probability for E4 got E5. So E5, you see for 5 the frequency is 175, that is the favorable outcome, it is 175, and possible outcome it is 1000. That means 0.1 0.175 is the answer. Then probability of E6, it is 190. Favorable outcome it is 190. That means the frequency it is 190 and possible outcome it is 1000. So if I convert it will be 0.190. That means 0.19. So question was to find for each and every case. So first of all I have written EI where I is equals to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There are 6 phases in a die. So up to 6 I have given. No need of giving 7, 8 because these are not in the die. Okay, yes, die has 6 sides. So E1, E2, E3, E4, E5 up to E6 we have calculated. These are the probabilities that for E1, for 1 the chances is 0.179. So like this. So if I simply add this one plus this one plus this one plus, that is P of E1 plus E2 plus E3 plus E4 plus E5 plus E6, I will get the value 1. So sum of all the probability is 1. You always remember this one. After each and every case, if you want, you can check. So now question number 4. On one page of a telephone directory, there were 200 telephone numbers. The frequency distribution of their unit place digit. For example, in the number, one number is given, you see 2582857, it is a number. So here unit place is the last one, that is the 3. So the unit place is 3. For example, it is given that the number is given like this unit place. So here some numbers are given, you see. So out of 200 telephone numbers with the unit digit 0, there were 22 numbers. That is the frequency of 0 is 22. With the unit digit 1, there were 26 numbers. That is the frequency of 1 is 26. Then with unit digit 2 there were 22 numbers, with unit digit 3 there were 22 numbers, with unit digit 4 there were 20 numbers, with unit digit 5 there were 10, with unit digit 6 there were 14 numbers, with unit digit 7 there were 28 numbers, with unit digit 8 there were 16 numbers, with unit digit 9 there were 20 numbers. So 0 to 9 digits were there and the frequencies are given. So without looking at a page, the pencil is placed on one of this number, that is the number is chosen at a random. So suddenly if I pick a number from this 200 numbers, then what is the probability that the digit in the unit place is 6? If I just choose a number from these 200 numbers at a random by closing my eyes, if I just pick a number, so what are the chances that, or what is the probability that the unit digit will be 6 in that case? So question is to find the probability of 6 actually. So question is to find the probability of 6. So it is written, you see, the probability of the digit 6, or you can write directly. Example number 4. First of all, you write like this, that there were 200 telephone numbers, that is the total number of possible outcome, it is equals to 200. Then after that you write, you write the probability of 6. Since the frequency of digit 6 is 14, that means the favorable outcome will be equals to 14. Like this you write, and after that you write the probability of digit 6 being in unit place. Probability of the digit 6 being in unit place. That means favorable outcome. What is the favorable outcome? It is the frequency of 6. So you write, it is written here FREQUENCY, frequency of 6. If you write, after writing the frequency of 6 is equals to 14, then therefore you can write favorable outcome in place of this one. If you want, you can write the total number of favorable outcome is equals divided by possible outcome, that is total number of selected phone numbers. Total number of selected phone numbers. total number of selected phone numbers. So what is the frequency of 6? You see it is 14. In the table you see it is 14, and total number of selected numbers were 200. So out of 200 I have to find the probability. So 14, 2 sevens are and 200s are, which is equals to 0.07, 0.07. So this is the probability, 0.07. So chances of getting 6 is 0.07. So if the question is to find the probability for number unit digit 4, then same way I could have written in same way. If the question was to find the probability for number 4, you see, for digit 4, then same probability of this unit digit being 4 is equals to, I would have written frequency of 4. Frequency of 4, it is, you see in the question, it is 20 divided by 200. That means 2 tens are and 2 hundreds are, which will be equals to 0.1. 0.1, 0 0 cancel, 1 by 10 it will be 0.1. Then if the question is to find for 1 or 2 any number, just to put the value frequency of that number divided by total number of selected phone numbers. Okay. So now question number 5, example number 5, you see the record of weather station shows that out of the past 250 consecutive days, its weather forecast were correct 175 times. So in the weather forecast, you see in sometime in Google also you will find that tomorrow it may rain, but it not rains, or sometime what is the prediction given here, it remains correct. For example, that tomorrow may be there may be a heavy rain, it may rain, may not also, there are chances. So some days are taken, 250 days consecutive taken, out of which that the weather forecast was correct for 175 times. That was said on the news, that was correct. The weather forecast that was said on the news, it was correct for 175 times. So question is to what is the probability that on the given day it was correct. So you have to find for the correct, simply number of days the forecast was correct, that means 175 divided by 250, total number of days for which the record is available, or the total number of days which is the possible outcome. Possible outcome here it is 250, favorable outcome it is 175. So it will be 175 by 250. And the next one is what is the probability that it was not correct. So not correct, that means I have to find. So simply 250 minus 175, the correct days, if I subtract, I will get for how many days it was incorrect. So you see total number of days for which the record is able. Okay, I am only doing the solution part. Okay, you write the first part. So I am finding the probability. Probability of the forecast was correct on a given day. I am only finding the probability. Okay, first part you write it by yourself. So which will be equals to, you see here it is written total number of days when the forecast was correct. I am directly writing the answer. You see what is the favorable outcome here, that is the number of days when the forecast was correct, and it is given for in 175 times the forecast was correct, that is it is the favorable outcome, and the possible outcome it is 250 out of 250 days. So total number of days for which the record was available, for 250 days the record was available, out of which 175 times the out of which 175 times the forecast was correct. So if I simply cancel it, you will get with the 5, if I cancel 5 3s are 15, 16, 17 to 25, 5s are 5 5s are 50, then 5 7s are 5 10s are, that means 7 by 10, which is equals to 0.7. So the probability is 0.7. Then for next one, question is to find the forecast that was not correct on the given date. Or before doing that one, first of all we have to find, so the number of days when the forecast was not correct, the number of days when the forecast was not correct is equals to total number of days taken, which is 250 minus 175 times it was correct, that means the remaining days it was incorrect. So there I am getting 25, it will be 75, it will be 75. So now I can easily find the forecast was probability the forecast was not correct on the given day. It will be the favorable outcome here, it will be 75, and total possible outcome it is 250. So 75 by 250, again I can cancel 7 with 25, I can cancel is 25 3s are 25 1s are 10s are, that means 3 by 10, which is equals to 0.3. So now you can check also, for first one I have got 0.7, in the case of second one the probability is 3, 7 plus 3 it is 10, 0 1, so 1.0, that means the answer is 1. So that means the probability that we have found, it is correct. If the question comes to check, then you have to check it like this by doing it here. Probability of this one plus probability of that one will be equals to, that means directly you write 0.3 plus 0.7 plus 0.3, that is equals to 1. Here it is written, you see in the last line, probability the first one forecast was correct on the given day plus probability forecast was not correct on the given day, which is equals to 0.7 plus 0.3, which is equals to 1. So now question example number 6, you see, a tire manufacturing company kept a record of the distance covered before a tire needed to be replaced. Before a tire needed to be replaced. So here the table is given, distance is given in kilometers and frequency is given. So less than 4,000 kilometer. In case of 20 tires, he found that it was less than 4,000 kilometer, and 210 times it was between 4,000 to 9,000. Then 325 times it was in case of 9,001 to 14,000, and more than 14,000 it was 445 times. So if you buy a tire of this company, what is the probability that it will need to be replaced before it has covered 4,000 kilometer? That means less than 4,000 kilometer. So here the frequency is 20, that means favorable outcome is 20. Possible outcome it is given 1,000, that means 40 by 1,000. 40 by 1,000. Sorry, 20 by 1,000, not 40. Okay, so now do this one. Example 6. So here written, you see total number of trials, which is equals to 1,000. The frequency of the tire that needs to be replaced before it covers 4,000 kilometer is 20. Here also we can see in the table it is 20. So like this you write, the frequency of tire that needs to be replaced before it covers 4,000 kilometer is 20. So question is to find the probability of the tire. So probability tire to be or before that you can write, let the event of replacing the tire before it covers 4,000 kilometer be x, then you directly write BE, you write probability of the event of replacing the tire before 4000 km BE, then you can write directly P of E equals to auto, that one, or you can write directly the probability of tire to be replaced replaced before it covers 4000 km will be equals to, what is the probability? You see the favorable outcome, that is 20, frequency of less than 4000 is 20 divided by this total possible outcome. What is the total? That is the total number of trials, which is equals to 1000, So if I cancel 110, there are 2, there are 100, that means 0.02. 0.02 is the required probability. So it was for question number 1. So now for Roman number 2, you see, next one is to, it will last more than 9000 km, more than 9000, that means I have to add this all, 9001 to 14,000, then more than 14,000, these two I have to add, then only I will get more than 9000. Don't take 210 because it is up to 9000, not more than 9000. From more than 9000 means from 9001 to 14,000, that means 325 plus 445. So before finding the probability, you have to find, so first of all you have to find the frequency. The frequency of tire that will last more than 9000 km is equals to, how many times you see, for 9001 to 14,000 it is 325, frequency is 325, plus up to 14,000 you see it is 445, which is equals to 770. So now easily we can find the probability of tire that will last more than, the tire will last more than 9000 km, more than 9000 km is equals to, favorable outcome it is 770 divided by total possible outcome it is, or the total number of trials it is 1000, 1010 cancel, that means 0.77. Then the last one you see, Roman number 3, the frequency, the question is, it will need to be replaced after it has covered somewhere between 4000 kilometers to 14,000, between 4000 kilometers to 14,000. That means you have to add this 4000 to 9000, which is the frequency, which has frequency 210, plus 9001 to 14,000, 325. Don't take 445 because it is more than 14,000, and question is to find between 4,000 to 14,000. So don't take the last one, 445 you don't take, simply add 210 plus 325, because the question is to find in between this 4,000 to 14,000, not more than 14,000. So for last one, same way you have to find. For Roman number 3 you see, so frequency of tire that requires replacement before 4,000 and 14,000 kilometers. So same line you write, frequency of tire that requires replacement between 4,000 kilometer, and 14,000 kilometer the frequency of tire that requires replacement between 4,000 kilometer and 14,000 kilometer is equals to 210 plus 325, 210 plus 325, which is equals to 535. So this is our favorable outcome. So we know how to find the probability. So probability will be probability of tire requiring replacement. So you write this one, probability of tire requiring replacement between 4,000 kilometer and 14,000 kilometer will be equals to, this is the favorable outcome, 535 divided by total possible outcome or the total number of trials, it is 1000. That means the answer will be 0.535, 0.535. Now example number 7, the percentage of mark obtained by a student in the monthly unit test is given. So percentage of mark he scored in unit test 1 it is 69, in unit test 2 it is 71%, in unit test 3 it is 73%, unit test 4 it is 68%, unit test 5 it is 74%. So data are given. Question is to find the probability that the student gets more than 70% mark in unit test. So how many times the student got more than 70%? You see, simply find the frequency. You see, in unit test 1 he got 69%, that is less than 70. In unit test 2 he got 71%. Then unit test 3 he got 72%. And 2 case I am getting. Unit test 4 it is 68, that is less than 70. Unit test 5 it is 74. That means 3 times he got more than 70%. So question is to find the probability that the student gets more than 70%. So in that case, it will be how many times? What is the frequency? More than 70%, it is 3 times. So it will be favorable outcome will be 3. Possible outcome, it is how many times he has given unit test? 5 times. So possible outcome will be 5, or the number of trials it is 5. That is 3 by 5. In this case, don't add the percentage. Okay, question is in a different way it is given. Question is to find the probability that the student gets more than 70% mark. So unit tests are given there. He gave 5 unit tests, out of which in 3 unit tests he got more than 70. So probability will be 3 by 5. 3 unit tests he got more than 70. That was the favorable outcome. And total number of unit tests he gave it is 5. That means possible outcome. So 3 by 5 will be the probability. Okay, let me write it. You see it is given total number of unit test held is 5. Unit test held equals to 5. Number of unit tests in which the student obtained more than 70% mark is 3. You write, okay, the number of unit test in which the student obtained more than 70% mark. More than 70% mark is equals to 3. In 3 unit test he got more than 70% mark. So this will be our total possible outcome, and this is the favorable outcome. So we know how to find the probability. Therefore probability of scoring more than 70% marks. Probability of scoring more than 70% mark is equals to 3 by 5. So if you want, you can keep it here, or you can find the value. It will be 0.6. 0.6. So now example number 8. You see, an insurance company selected 2000 drivers at random that is without any preference of one driver over another. There was no preference given. Simply he took 2000 drivers in a particular city to find the relationship between age and accidents. To find the relation between age and accidents. So the data obtained are given in the following table. You see accidents in 1 year. So age given for 18 years to from 18 years to up to 29 years. In 1 year 0 accident done by 440, 1 accident 160 case it was found that the drivers had done 1 accident in that year. In accident in 2 years it was found 110, in 3 years 61, over 3 years it is 35. Like this frequencies are given. So let us come to the question. To find the probability of the following events for a driver chosen at random from the city. So if I choose anyone randomly from the city, so what is the probability being? The person will be between 18 years to 29 years of age and having exactly 3 accidents in 1 year, having exactly 3 accidents in 1 year. So you see in the book it is written very nicely. So first line it is given total number of drivers, it is 2000, that means it is the total possible outcome which is 2000. Then question is to find the number of drivers who were 18 to 29. So in the table you can see 18 to 29 who had done 3 accidents in 1 year, it is given 61. This 0 accident in 1 year for 440, then 1 accident done in 1 year, it is 162 accident done in 1 year, it is 110. 3 accidents were done in 61 by 61 drivers, and more than 3 it was done, the number of drivers had done accident is 35. So question is to find exactly 3 accidents in 1 year. So you see the table, it is 61. So the number of drivers who were 18 to 29 years old and have exactly 3 accidents in 1 year is 61. So probability we can easily find. So probability of driver is 18 to 29 years old with exactly 3 accidents will be total number of favorable outcome. Favorable outcome here it is 61. 3 accidents were done by 61% in the age group 18 to 29. So this is our favorable outcome. So probability will be 61 by total number, the total number of how many drivers? It is 2000. So 61 by 2000, 61 by 2000. You write probability in bracket, you give driver is 18 to 29 years old with exactly 3 accidents. So after that you find the value in decimals, okay. Then here it is given 0.0305, it is too long. So if you want by giving approximation sign you can write 0.031. The next one you see Roman number 2, the number of drivers in the age group 30 to 50 years of age and having on one or more accident, that means I have to add in column 2, you see 30 to 50 years it is given and I have to add 1 or more year, that means those who have done 1 accident, them also, those who have done 2 accident, that one also I have to calculate, those who have done 3 accident in that year, that many number of drivers also I have to calculate, then for 3 also I have to calculate. So 125 plus 60 plus 22 plus 18 which is equals to 225. So this is our favorable outcome in this case. So question is to find the probability. Probability of driver is 30 to 50 years of age and having 1 or more accident, it will be 225 divided by 2000. 225 divided by 2000. 225 is the favorable outcome, 2000 is the possible outcome, which is equals to 0.01125. Approximately it is given 0.113. Then last one you see having no accident in 1 year. Having no accident in 1 year, that means there is no age group given, that means I have to calculate, I simply have to add all the drivers who has done no accident. So 440 you see in first column, you see it is 440 plus 505 plus 360, which is equals to 1305, that means 1305. So this is our favorable outcome. Total possible outcome is 2000. So therefore the probability of drivers with no accident is equals to 1305 divided by 2000, which is equals to 0.653. Now example number 9, you see, consider the frequency distribution table, table 14.3, example 4, chapter number 14. So you find out the table, chapter number 14 given. You see it is in page, you see it is 242. Yes, in page number 242 you see example number 4. So question is given from that table. The first question is, find the probability that the weight of the student in the class lies in the interval 46 to 50 kg. So you see how many students. First of all, you see the frequency in page number 243. The table is given, interval is 46 to 50. 46 to 50, only 3 students, that means the favorable outcome is 3, and total number of students, it is 38, that means the possible outcome, it is 38. So it will be favorable outcome divided by total number of possible outcome, that is 3 by 38. So you see in the question it is given, in solution part you see the total number of student is 38. The number of student with weights in interval 45 to 50 kg is 3. That means I have to find for this 3. The probability P of weight of students is in the interval 46 to 50 kg is equals to 3. 3 is the number of students who are in that interval. So 3 by total number of students is 3 by 38. Answer is 0.079. Then for next one, you see, give 2 events in this construct. So you have to give from this construct, you have to give 2 events, one having probability 0. So I have said that in case of impossible event only, in case of impossible event you will find that the 0 is, the probability is 0. If I say you to find that what is the probability of 7 when I throw a die, you will simply say that there is no side written with 7 in a die. That means the probability will be 0 in that case. So same way here also you have to find the probability. So you see I can take here given from 31 to 35 interval of students started. I can say this less than 30. So example, I can take the event that the student weight is 30 kg. So in the table you will find not a single student with weight 30 kg. It starts from 31. That means it is an impossible. So there is, since there are no student has the weight, so the probability of the occurrence of this event is 0. I hope you understood. That means you have to take an impossible one. That means which is not possible. So in the table you see the table started from 31. If I take less than 31, or the table ends at 75. If I say more than 75, then it is an impossible one. The next one you see, it is in the same question it is given, you have to take another example with probability exactly 1. So if I say student more than 30 kg, student more than 30 kg. So you see all the student, age of the students are more than 30 kg. It started from 31 up to 75. All the age are more than 30. So that is 38 student. The age of 38 student is more than 30 kg. So the probability will be 38 by 30. 38 is the favorable outcome. That means the age of 38 student is more than 30 kg and total number of student it is 38. So 38 by 30, if I cancel 1 by 1. In earlier one it was 0 by 38. That means 0 student with age less than 30. So this one finished. So now example number 10. 50 seeds were selected at random from each of 5 bags. So there were 5 bags of seeds and 50 seeds were selected at random from each 5 bags. So were kept under standardized condition favorable for germination. After 20 days, the number of seeds which had germinated in each collection were counted and recorded as follows. So you see, from each and every bag 50 seeds were taken out and the question is like this, that they were kept in such a condition that out of which you will find that the seeds were germinating. So in the from the first bag, 50 seeds were taken, out of which 48 seeds germinated. From the bag 2, 50 seeds were again taken, out of which 48 seeds germinated. Then from the bag 3 it is 42, bag 4 it is 39, and from the bag 5 it is 41. So question is, what is the probability of germination of more than 40 seeds in a bag? So you see how many bags are more than 46. Simply like earlier, how I have done question example number 7, you simply count how many bags are there. There are 5 bags. That means possible outcome is 5. And question is more than 40 seeds in a bag. So you see, in case of bag 1 there is more than 40. In case of bag 2 it is also more than 40. In case of bag 3 also it is more than 40. In case of bag 4 it is less than 40. That one I will not take. In case of bag 5 it is more than 40. There are 4 bags which have more than 40. But in that case more than 40 seeds germinated. So probability will be 40. That means in 3 cases I have more than 40 though. So 40 I will not take. In bag 2, 3 and 5. So there were 3 bags more than 40. So probability will be 3 by 5. Example 10. What is the probability of germination? So total number of bags is given 5. So first one I have to find. So first of all I have to see how many bags, in how many bags seeds germinated, seeds more than 40 seeds germinated. So in bag number 2, 3 and 5, that means 3 bags. So number of bags in which more than 40 seeds germinated, out of 50 seeds is 3. So you write this one. After that I will find the probability of germination of more than 40 seeds. Probability germination of more than 40 seeds is equals to, so in case of 3 bags, this more than 40 seeds germinated. So possible outcome, favorable outcome it is 3, and total number of bags it is 5. That is our possible outcome. So 3 by 5 is the answer, which is equals to 0.6. Then for next one you see 49 seeds in bag. So 49 seeds, is there any bag with 49? No, or more than 49. So you see it is an impossible. So it is impossible. So you write 0. Number of bags, number of in which 49 seeds germinated is equals to 0. There are no bag in which 49 seeds germinated, so it is 0. So probability will be probability of germination of 49 seeds, exactly 49 seeds in a bag, is equals to 0 by 5, 0 by 5, which will be equals to 0, Then next one, number of bags in which more than 35. So in each and every case you will find the seeds germinated more than 35. In first bag it is 40, which is more than 35. In next it is 48, which is more than 35. In bag 3 it is 42, which is more than 35. So each and every case there are more than 35 seeds germinated. So it will be, so same way you write it like this. The number of bags in which more than 35 seeds germinated is equals to 5. So required probability or probability of germination of more than 35 seeds is in a bag is equals to 5 by 5. 5 will be our favorable outcome divided by total number of bags, that is the possible outcome. 5 by 5, answer will be 1. Okay, now we will start exercise 15.1. The question is given, in a cricket match a batswoman hits a boundary 6 times out of 30 balls she played. So in 5 overs she had hit 6 boundaries. So find the probability that she did not hit a boundary. So what are the remaining ball left? So if I simply remove 6 ball from this 30 balls, then 24 balls left. That means 4 overs. So simply it will be 24 by 30. Okay, let me do it. Solution, exercise 15.1. Exercise 15.1. Total number of boundary. Total number of, okay, no. First of all, you find the number of balls she played, then we will find this one. Total number of balls played by the batswoman is 30. So she played 30 ball, which is our total possible outcomes, and she had 8 boundary. Boundaries hit equals to 6. So she hit 6 boundaries. So question is to find, okay, so before that I have to find, question is to find in how many balls she did not hit any boundary. So first of all I have to find the number of balls. So therefore number of balls she did not hit any boundary is equals to 30 minus 6. Out of 30 balls, in 6 she hit boundary, which is equals to 24, which is equals to 24. So now I can easily find the probability of she did not hit a boundary. Probability of she did not hit a boundary is equals to number of balls. Okay, you write like this: number of balls she did not hit any boundary divided by total number of balls she played. Number of balls she did not hit any boundary by total number of balls she played. So how many? Total number of balls she did not hit any boundary, which is 24. So 24 by, and number of balls she played, it is 30. 24 by 30. 24 by 30. If I cancel with 6, 6 4s are 24, 6 5s are 30. So answer will be 4 by 5. If you can keep it here, no need to find it in decimal, or if you want you can find 4 by 5. Okay. Then question number 2, 1500 families with 2 children were selected randomly and the following data were recorded. So data it is given in 2 families, in 475 families it was found the number of girls were 2. In 814 families it was found that the number of girls was 1, and in 0 families it was found that the number of girls were zeros in 211 families. So question is to compute the probability of the family chosen at random having 2 girls, 1 girls and no girls. So one by one I have to find the probability. Question number 2 solution. So total number of families it is given. Total number of families it is given 1500. Total number of families it is given 1500. Then I will find, question is for there's 2 girls I have to find. So number of families having 2 girls is number of families having 2 girls is equals to how many families? It is 475. 475 families have 2 girls. Number of families having 2 girls is equals to 475. So now I can find easily the probability of a family having 2 girls. Probability of a family having 2 girls is equals to, directly you write it, or okay, write number of families. Number of families having 2 girls. Number of families having 2 girls divided by total number of, there is no space, that's why I am writing number of families having 2 girls by total number of families. So number of families having 2 girls in 475 divided by total number of families it is 1500. Total number of families it is 1500. So if I cancel with 25, 1, I have cancelled it with 25. So 25 19s are 475 and 25 60s are 1500. So this is the first part. So now I will find for 1 girl. So same way I will write number of families having 1 girl is equals to, you write it. So now I am doing question number 2. So simply I will erase this one, I will write in this way. The question number 2 I am doing, Roman number 2. Number of families having 1 girls is equals to 1 girls, how many families? 814. That means probability of a family having 1 girl equals to number of families having 1 girl divided by total number of families. It is 814 by 1500. 814 by 1500. So okay, let me cancel with 2. 2 4s are 8, 2 7s are 14. Then 2 7s are 14, 1 left, 2 5s are 10, 750. It is 407 by 750. If you want, you can convert it into decimal or you can keep it here, 407 by 750. Okay, now for last one, Roman number 3, number of families having no girls. Number of families having no girls. Number of families having no girls. Number of families having no girls is 211. 211. So here it will be number of families having no girls is 211 and total number of families it is 1500. So this one I cannot do anything, so you keep it here. 211 by 1500. So this is the answer. And one part more it is given. Also check whether the sum of these probabilities is 1 or not. So you write, I have to check one by one. So simply I will do this, all the three I will do. I have got 3 probabilities for 2 girls, one for 1 girl, one, and for no girls I have got another one. So directly I will write. Okay, let me rub this one. And you write sum of probabilities and sum of probabilities for first one it was 19 by 60, for second one it was 407 by 750, and for third it was 211 by 1500. 211 by 1500. So if I take the LCM here, it will be 1500. So 60, like earlier same it will be, what was there, here it will be 475 plus this one I have cancelled with 2, that means 752s are this one also again with 2, that means the earlier one which was there. So it will be 814 plus 211. So if I add these 3, 0 0 5 1 1500 by 1500, which is equals to 1. It is matching, yes. So I have checked it and the probability is equals to 1. Okay. So now question number 3, refer to example number 5, section 14.4, chapter number 14. So like earlier, you just take out page number 240, 43, 40, 47, yes. Take out page number 47, 247, example number 5. Example number 5, yes, there is a bar graph given, you see, and question is given from that one. So find the probability that the students of the class was born in August. So you see, here it is given how many students, 40 students, and you see what is the page number 247, example number 5, you see, in a particular section of class 9, 40 students were asked. So total number of students were 40. So you write first of all this one for question number 3. Question is given from this table, and question is to find for the month of August. So total number of students in the class is equals to 40. Total number of students in the class equals to 40. Number of students born in the month, number of students directly write born in August. How many students you see in the table? You can see here 6 students. So which is equals to 6. So this is our favorable outcome, this is the possible outcome. So we can find easily the probability. So probability will be probability of a student was born in, it will be 6 by 40, 6 by 40. If I cancel with 2, it will be 2 3s are 2 20s are, which is equals to 3 by 20. So this is the required probability. This is the required probability. Now question number 4. 3 coins are tossed simultaneously 200 times. So 3 coins at a time were tossed. So what is the following frequencies of different outcomes? So when 3 coins were tossed, so in 23 times in all the 3 coins head came. In 72 times in 2 coins heads came. Then in only one time this one head came in 77 cases, and no heads came in 27 cases. So question is, if the 3 coins were simultaneously tossed again, compute the probability of 2 heads coming up. So directly I can write, you see, number of times 2 heads occur is 72. Total number of tosses, it is 20. So probability will be 72 by 20. Okay, I am writing it. Question number 4. Total number of tosses is equals to how many times? 200 times. The coin is tossed. So number of times two head occur, you write number of times two heads occur. How many times two heads occur? You see the frequency, it is 72. So now I have to find the probability. So this is our possible outcome, this is the favorable outcome. So probability will be probability of two heads coming up is equals to 72. This favorable outcome divided by total possible outcomes. Favorable outcome divided by total possible outcome. So if I cancel with 8 9s are, and you see 8 2s are 16, 4 48, 5s are 25. So answer will be 9 by 25. So this is the required probability. So this is the end of today's class. On my next class I will start from question number 5. So if you have any regarding these questions which I have done today, you can contact me at night from 8 PM to 10 PM. Thank you.